Which of our picks this year gets waived? Antoine Green, I think, with the addition of Denzel Mims, is the individual that gets waived, probably gets signed to the practice squad. Let's see here, Mike. Who's looking better at wide receiver, Mims, Sterling, or Dylan? Mims kind of slowed down a little bit. Sterling Dylan is doing pretty good. I'm still going to give the edge to Mims because it was a trade, and he actually has experience. Doesn't mean that, one is not better than the other. What's up with the alternate broadcast lines website? Are the TV networks really going to let us watch games online? What am I missing? This is for preseason games. Not going to happen for the regular season. They're probably just trying something new. So if you want to watch it online, you can watch it online. It's going to be alternate hosts. That's how it works, but it's just preseason for 3 games. Why? Because it's the preseason. Preseason's kind of one of those deals where it's not that big of a deal. All reports, Lions dominating today, as they should be. Let's be honest here. The Detroit Lions are a good football team this year. We're a team that should be competing for a Super Bowl. And so dominating against the New York Giants should absolutely be the case. How many games are you going to? Not 100% sure. I can't tell you to that one. I haven't got the dates set up from Herm to let me know when that's going on, whether it be away or home games. But as soon as I know, I let everybody know. Mike, if he comes back next year, will we have 3 quarterbacks? If Teddy, yeah, it would be Jared Goff, Teddy Bridgewater, Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker is going to be on the football team, folks. We drafted him in the 3rd round. He's going to be here. Jared Goff's going to be here next year as well. Does Jamison Williams light up the second half of the season? I don't know. Yeah, I'm pumping the brakes a little bit. I think it's going to take him a little bit of time to get acclimated when he comes back week 7. But hopefully maybe the 4th quarter of the season, that's where Jameson Williams takes off. Again, if you look last year with DJ Chark, it took him about a half a season to get on the same page with Jared Goff. Then he took off. But Shark wasn't looking too good the first half of the season. So just be patient a little bit for that. But y'all can admit Hooker is learning a lot from 2 vets. Yes, and I love it. I love that Hendon Hooker's learning from Teddy Bridgewater and Jared Goff, 2 players that's been around it. And that's what you want to do. You want to have your young player whom you drafted, who's a developmental player, learn from veterans who understands the game, who's been around the block, who has that leadership mentality, and who's not a diva. Hashtag cheese, hashtag lines. Is Teddy dressing up this weekend? No, he's not dressing up this weekend, cruising. He will be the following weekend. Friday, you'll not see Teddy Bridgewater play on the field. Do you know if the Lions are going to appeal Jamel's suspension? Why Kamara gets 3 for fighting, but Jamel gets suspended for 6 for bets? I don't think they're going to appeal it. I think they're going to leave it that way. The NFL and the rules is more jacked up than I ever know. So I can't tell you why the NFL does what it does. It is definitely screwed up. And it continues to be. It's crazy how an average person like yourself or me can figure it out. But these people who makes millions of dollars, who makes these rules, don't understand common sense. We own cheese, not screw the Packers. Now screw the Packers. Yes, we definitely own the cheese. Always love your content, man. Glad you're doing great. Gotta head to work, brother. Take it easy. Well, Quinn Cook, have fun at work. Enjoy the day. Make some of that moolah. Hashtag F Green Bay 100%. Plus 100 with the hashtag FGB. Absolutely. Hooker is a backup, and that's he'll ever be. You can't say that. I mean, how many times have we seen a player whom you expect to be a backup ends up being good? I don't think anybody expected Brock Purdy, being the last pick of last year's draft, be a starter, a good one for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think anybody expected it. So I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying let's just be patient. You never know. These players have different mentalities. Just because we look at it a specific way, we don't understand how they operate personally, how they mentally bring in the game and understand the schemes and philosophy and the growth. We've seen players. Jalen Hurts last year took a massive step, and there's a lot of people hating on Jalen Hurts before last year. And now, he's one of the best quarterbacks in all of football. So, I mean, it's one of those deals where let's just be patient with all rookies, not just Hendon Hooker, with all rookies. That's some poo. Hashtag Lions. If the Lions make the playoffs, should Campbell be coach of the year? I think if the Lions win a playoff game, he should be coach of the year. Host a playoff game, win a playoff game. That would make me coach of the year. That is exactly what I think he should do. But making to the playoffs, that's the expectations here, folks. Let's be honest. The Lions have talent. We need to host a playoff game and win a playoff game. That's my philosophy. Dak, Purdy, TB12, Russ, our examples, quarterback move past. Yeah, 100%. All those players. Yeah, Tom Brady's definitely one for sure. So you just never know. It's just one of those deals, but I try not to put expectations too high or low on these rookies. Let them develop. Sometimes it's quick. Sometimes it's longer. Development is different for each player. Derek Barnes, it took him now. This is year 3 for him to develop into a player whom is done so good in OTAs and minicamp and now training camp. It's year 3. He didn't develop fast. Malcolm Rodriguez, last year rookie, developed faster. So it's just one of those deals. Jerry Jacobs as well. He will be a player who developed really quick as an undrafted rookie. And sometimes people don't get it. How long till we re-sign Sewell to an extension? I would probably say 2 years to a contract extension. 2 years for Penei Sewell. Jonah Jackson should be sometime this year. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is next year. Aiden Hutchinson, 3 years. Penei Sewell, 2 years. So that's probably the way they're going to go it there. Give me the Tigers all in one. Let's go. Oh, you gave up on the Tigers. Okay. Yeah, well, hey, it is what it is. Some of these teams in the Detroit area just can't get it together. And you want them to, but it is what it is. Can we make it to a Super Bowl? We can. My expectations is not that, though. I want to host a playoff game and win a playoff game. But, yeah, they can make it to a Super Bowl. You just never know. I don't think anybody thought the 2008 Giants would beat the undefeated New England Patriots at that point. So even though I bet on the Giants to win, that was a great one. But any team can do it. Any team can make the playoffs. I did double take today when hearing a Bears fan excitement on seeing Sewell's debut this weekend. These brother games are going to be fun. Yes, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Equanimeous St. Brown. You got Penei Sewell, and you got Noah Sewell, all in the NFC North. It's going to be fun to watch these guys. It is definitely going to be fun. Do you think the Lions make any more splashes this offseason, or we continue to build the draft and keep our dudes? I do think we keep our dudes. But just like Ant-Man from Roar Lions UK believes, I do think the Lions probably make a trade before the trade deadline if the Lions are doing really good to take the roster to that next step. Generally speaking, teams that are ascending could make a move, and teams that are looking like the first pick in the draft will trade away some of their assets. So I would say yes, but not right now. What opens up more this season with the addition of Jamir, the run game, short pass, or the long pass while trying to contain him? Great question. I think the long pass. I think the deep pass. When you have a Jamir Gibbs and you have a David Montgomery in the backfield, a lot of linebackers and the safeties are going to be moving up. And when you have them move up a little bit to try to stop that run, it's going to open up the deep pass with a Jamison Williams or a Denzel Mims. Or right now we're seeing even Amon-Ra St. Brown get a little more deep pass. So I do think it opens it up. But let's be honest, it's going to open up all of the field just a little bit. What do you need to see from linebacker Campbell to be the starter game 1 in Kansas City? Well, he needs to be able to understand the playbook, and instead of think about the play, react to it. And I think it's going to happen before week 1. That's what I want to see for any player. I want to see them not thinking about the play, but reacting to the play. Once you get to the point where the player understands the playbook so much and they're just reacting, that's when you make plays. If you're thinking about it, you're generally a half second off, and that's where a big play happens or a fail happens and everybody gets mad because, there was a player exposed. You hear CJ Gardner Johnson talking S to Amani Oruwariye. You can't cover S. That's hilarious. I did not see it, and CJ Gardner Johnson is 110%. I loved Amani Oruwariye. when we drafted him, but boy, he took a massive step backwards last year, and now he's over there in the New York Giants. That's funny. My hot takes is Gibbs has 1,500 all-purpose yards and wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's possible he definitely could be Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got Defensive Rookie of the Year, Gibbs. So he wins offense and defense somehow. Which rookie is the biggest impact this year? I got to say it's Jamir Gibbs. And I know it's beating a dead horse. I know that it may not be the answer you want to see, but I really do believe that Jamir Gibbs is going to be an outstanding player for the Detroit Lions this year. He's going to be a difference maker, and it's going to open everything up, and he gives you that big playability. He absolutely does. Look out for Drummond, a big riser. He has been rising. I can't wait to see it in preseason. We all got to watch it, though, on the field. Just because you do good in training camp doesn't necessarily mean it translates to the field. We've seen that, Lions fans, throughout the time. But, yes, he is rising for sure. Do you think that the Lions are capable to win the division this year? NPC, I absolutely believe they are winning the NFC North this year. I think that is the goal, and that is the expectations for the Detroit Lions, is to win the division. And you know me, if you've been watching me for the last 4 years, I'm not the hype guy when it comes to these games. I said 3 years ago, between 3 and 5 wins last year, 7 and 8 wins, and now this year I got them winning Division 11. I just look at the talent that they acquired in free agency in the NFL draft. I look at the continuity with the offensive coordinator coming back, Ben Johnson, more players given Aaron Glenn. The defense will step up the second half of last year where they really excelled, and I think the Lions win the division. And if you look at the Green Bay Packers losing Karen Rodgers, the Minnesota Vikings losing Cook and some other players like Thielen, and then the Chicago Bears, who I do think got better. I think they're a 7-8 win team this year, but they're not better than the Detroit Lions. The Lions are ahead of them. So that's what I got right there. Campbell, in my opinion, his year rookie. We got Laporta. Laporta's going to have a big year as well.